The Spy Television, The Spy Uganda, your speaker Andrew Irumba Live. I thank you for those of you who are following us on our YouTube channel, The Spy Television, and supporting us. But I'm also calling those who would like to advertise your services. Please call on us, reach out to us. We are a platform that can give you mileage. The Spy Uganda, The Spy Television, I am privileged this evening. I am casually seated here at Satellite Hotel, and I've met a friend of mine who has been in the UK for over 30 years, Mr. Dennis Acire Ojera.
That's
Mr. Dennis Acire Ojera is actually a writer, and one of the books he has written is titled Illuminate Within, a Journey to a Purpose-Driven Life. Mr. Dennis is also a teacher, isn't it?
That's right.
You've been teaching in UK.
That's right.
Now, Mr. Dennis, unlocking a steadfast mindset for a new frontier. First of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for
How are
having
you,
me.
Dennis?
I'm
Okay.
good. Thank you very much.
And also, thank you for attending our Pan-African Pyramid Awards last Saturday.
Yes,
I think for the very first time.
I absolutely enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
So, how was it generally?
It
how
was,
do you find it?
I found it quite inspirational to be in an environment where you see like-minded people actually doing the things that you would love to be able to do. And joining the dots, as it were, across the continent and the world over. And I thought that was really very powerful speeches were made, and I enjoyed everything. So thank you for the invite and for having me.
Thank you. You know, Pan-Africanism, if we could understand it holistically, is all humanity needs. Because Pan-Africanism tells you to be human enough, have humanity in you, have empathy in you, be considerate. Don't do things that you think you wouldn't like others to do unto you.
True.
That's Pan-Africanism. I don't know, in UK, do you have such groups that practice Pan-Africanism? Because the world, the Western world to me, the Western world where you live, how many years have you been in the UK, by the way?
So it's 30 years at least. Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
So the Western world where you live, to me, most times, people there behave like sometimes, so that you use the word, but the white man sometimes behaves like a vulture. Like they don't care. All they care is about them. You know, like you have heard one of the slogans, this American president telling you, America first. America first is a very big statement. It means at whatever cost, it should be America's interest. So this is not about humanity, where you need to be humane, where you need to have empathy, where you need to be just, where you need to have, you know, equity. No, it should be America first. So whether they are wrong or right, it should be America first. I have seen this thing play so much in the Western world. And that is the reason you realize that the people you live with there, I'm sorry to refer to you, you're not that person, you're a different person. But the people you live with there, they are seemingly selling ideas that actually endanger humanity. Let me give you an example. LGBTQ. Have you ever sat down to ask yourself, suppose the whole world adopted the LGBTQ idea, if everybody became homosexual, now where would be creation? You and I, we were able to be created because our parents were not homosexuals. Now suppose they were homosexual, where would we be? And then where will the world be? So you realize that somebody is selling an idea for his own selfish interest. Example number 2. When you look at COVID-19, when you look at AIDS, these are somebody's businesses at the cost of humanity. that somebody creates AIDS so that you die, then he can make money. Somebody creates COVID-19 so that the whole world can come to a standstill. Then for you to be set free, like we are under lockdown, you must be set free under his terms. Now there is this monkeypox from Congo. All big diseases, pandemics, mainly are coming from Congo. You know why? Because of the resources. The white man comes with an aeroplane, unleashes diseases so that you die or you run away. Then he can take over your resources. So my context in what I'm addressing you is based on that. My understanding about humanity and the understanding the Western world, where you live, these are quite two parallel things. Yeah.
Well, Andrew, you've touched on quite a few points there, and I will just address how I see it as a starting point. From where I am based, there is an awful lot of great people who are doing wonderful things,
Great people.
not only in the community, but also at an international level. So they are connecting, as I said, with like-minded people, and they're doing a wonderful stuff. And the idea is really to make a little difference, that little difference to somebody else's life, so that, we follow through, as it were, based on the Ubuntu principles. I am because of who we are.
Yeah.
So that's from the community level that is happening, and as I say, it's happening not only that in that sphere, but also in businesses. My own contacts who are doing great stuff, training people to be able to get into employment, networking with opportunities which otherwise they would not be able to access. So, as I said, there was a number of points you picked up. From the angle that I see, yes, there are things that you can actually pick up and talk about, but I would go on the direction of with caution, as I navigate my time and my journey in life, so that we despite all that may be happening and may be a fact or
You
not,
see some light at the end of the tunnel.
I see
You
some
want to
light.
focus on the positives.
I want to always focus on the positive, and that's what my book is about. Positive, and more positive. However, having said that, yes, there are aspects that you obviously need to be addressing. And what I would say normally is that we, as a community in the UK, we have diverse groups, and the culture that I have now become accustomed to is that which is inclusive. Yes, there are different peoples which make up that community, and from my own angle as a teacher, as well as someone who works with people who are mentally unwell, at times, I have to take a different approach, an approach which is not only inclusive but also nurtures the individuals meet them where they are and work with them in my own capacity to do what I can to support them. I try, you see, if you look at the world as it is, there is a lot of battle lines. So we have to be wise, like the lions of
Which
our
battle to
plain.
take?
Pick your fight well. And when you choose to take that fight, follow through on your goal and be intentional in what you do. So, being the person that I am, I have to take all that into account and be very careful with how I carry myself and how I'm actually observed by all members of the community, because it is, they say, it is, you start as you mean to go. And there are, obviously, there will always be differences and points that we may or may not agree on. There will always be there. And what we try to do is you focus on that which you can work with, that which you can agree on.
Okay, Mr. Dennis
Yes.
Ojera,
Yes.
apart from being a writer,
Yes.
you teach about mental health.
I teach about computing, IT, but I work in mental health as well.
You work in mental health and computing IT.
Yeah, I do IT.
So elaborate these two a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Mental health, what exactly do you do? Where do you do it? And
Yes.
then IT computing, what does that involve?
Yeah. So first and foremost, I qualified as a lecturer of computing. And
you're teaching in UK?
Yes. And I did all my education in the UK, and I worked up and down the country, delivering IT training at college level, so like further education. I worked in, at some point, I worked with higher education component as and when the opportunity arises. But the bulk of my work has been in further education, teaching level equivalent to A levels, training.
In Uganda?
Yeah, equivalent to A levels, which then supports the individuals to make their way into university. I also work in schools. I do work in schools, and again, it's IT mostly, but I also double up and do other things within the school environment. It may be when you turn up to the school and they tell you, this time I need you to teach RE or dance or music or whatever. You do what they need. And my getting into mental health came into being because of COVID. When COVID came into being, the schools were closed, but we still needed to work, and we still needed to live, and we still need to survive. Therefore, you have to adapt to your new surrounding and environment. And I got into mental health in that way, and it actually changed my viewpoint of life, because before, until then, I was a teacher and still am a teacher, first and foremost. But I also I am now quite appreciative of the struggles that people go through, having seen firsthand the impact of the challenges that people meet in life. And I'm very appreciative for the opportunity, and hence the book is the result of my time working within the school settings as well as within the mental health institution. So how, I think your question was how does I do I what do I do for mental health? So I work as a mental health support worker, which is really about making sure everybody's okay, being around, making sure you keep people safe, documenting changes in treatment or things which are happening in real time, you know. So just like any other colleague, we work in teams often. You always have your own role to play, you know. Each patient comes through and goes through the system is a wonderful opportunity to be able to see how people transition from a point when they enter that service to a point when they leave. And for me, that is humbling to be able to be a part of that. I think I've answered your question.
Yeah, partly, but what type of mental health do you exactly deal with?
Okay.
Mental health, what has happened to those people mentally that you're trying to work on, and how do you how do you, administer that mental
So
educate or medication or mental health?
thank you for that question. Now the topic of mental health is a complex one, and mental health comes in different forms. Um, to put it simply, my understanding is that mental health is when somebody is feeling unsettled in mind, and your mental health then takes on a journey of its own, because you may look at loneliness as a mental illness. Yeah, you may look at stress as a mental illness, severe depression, mental illness. You could also look at other factors which now take on a whole new meaning, like psychotic people who, you know, are responding to unseen stimulus, and amongst other things, But it also affects people differently. Some people, you may find that the elderly tend to develop certain type of illness in terms of things like dementia, which is to do with your, affects your memory, you know. Sometimes even the younger ones start to lose their memory. And when they're diagnosed to have such a disease, it's actually, it breaks one's heart to be able to see how one goes through that program, the problem that they're dealing with. So mental health, as I say, is complex. Myself, I'm not a doctor in that area, but I work as mental health support worker, which means I support the nurses,
The doctors
and the doctors in doing their jobs. But I
in
also
UK.
in the UK, yes. But I also I take, the two areas that I work in are interchangeable, the classroom as well as the wards, the hospital wards. There is common factor in that you need patience, you need diligence, you need to be persistent, and you need to be understanding. You need to be able to treat people as you would like to be treated. Just like you said earlier, that the Pan-Africanism is about treating one just as you like.
Humanity. That's
Yeah, it's
basically-
humanity.
Yes. Now, let's go straight to this book now.
Yes,
Illuminate Within:
yes,
A Journey to a Purpose-Driven Life.
yes.
If you can just elaborate on that. What do you mean? Even the choice of the title of the book, Illuminate Within.
Yes.
What are you looking at here?
So, why I came up with this title, it emphasizes an individual's innermost feeling to be able to bring the best out of them. So to illuminate, I know some people read this differently, but it is actually illuminate. And to illuminate is to
Some
light
say
up.
Illuminati.
Yes. But I try not to go that direction. So to illuminate is to bring out the best out of you, to illuminate, to light up with joy, with enlightenment, with satisfaction, with hope. Yes? So this is what I am trying to do through my writing, to give people meaning, hope, and enlightenment. Through the words, they get encouragement. So illuminate within is myself, to be the best version of myself, or yourself, to do the best that you can at any one point in time, with this as your guide. Yes,
Illuminate.
yes,
Unlocking a steadfast mindset for a new frontier. Unlocking a steadfast mindset. A journey to a purpose-driven life.
that's it.
Purpose-driven life. Can you explain a little bit about purpose-driven? Purpose-driven. What do you mean there?
So when we talk about being driven
Purpose-driven.
by purpose, it means you have a reason to get up in the morning. You believe in why you are alive and moving around. There's a purpose that you know is
You
bigger.
must be purpose driven.
Yes.
In whatever you do, there
That's
must be
right.
purpose.
That's right.
And that purpose must be positive.
That's
It
right.
must be towards to your goal.
That's right. That's right. So you've actually got it all. So we need to be working on
Everything
a
you
goal.
do must
Yes.
be towards that desired goal.
That's right.
Therefore, everything you do must be on purpose.
That's right.
So it should be intentional.
Intentional. Wonderful. But also the realization that your purpose may be different from mine. So we all have our own unique gifts that the Almighty has given us, or the higher power, if you like. And it is up to us what we decide is going to be our purpose, whether we are going to embrace that which we know is our absolute gift to then empower others, or we are going to learn a new skill and use that to empower others. Yeah. Or to, to function in life.
Illuminate within. Let's go to the first page. I want us to just read. This book is actually full of poems, isn't it?
It is
This
poetry.
It's just poetry.
Yes.
So let's go to the first poetry, maybe, which is on
Page 1.
page.
That's it.
Setting the scene, chapter 1,
Yes.
defining a purpose-driven life. Let's go.
Okay. What is your purpose?
What is your purpose?
What is your purpose? Living a purpose-driven life is a journey not just of the mind, but a calling of the heart, where individuals actively seek to identify and fulfill a sense of purpose with a sharp focus on that which adds meaning to their very existence. People with purpose make deliberate choices based on certain goals and values. Don't be surprised to find that what defines a purposeful life varies from one person to another. For it is shaped by individual beliefs, understanding, and what motivates them towards a certain direction or course in life. So to lead a life full of purpose, one must embrace qualities that define them, finding clarity in what they believe,
setting the foundation for their purpose and direction in life.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Making it meaningful and worth living. Essentially, every individual, whether conscious of it or not, embodies intrinsic worth that defines their existence. This inherent value is crucial for nurturing a rich and meaningful life. It's important to understand our own value in life, to be motivated for the right reasons, directing our thoughts and actions in an outwardly manner to benefit others, aligning our actions and goals and values with our understanding of what a purpose-driven life means to us. Aiming for a rich life means making a positive impact, engaging in activities and relationships that improve our well-being and that of others, while embracing opportunities for self-improvement, learning and growth.
Be encouraged, therefore, knowing it's never too late to live a purpose-driven life.
That's right.
Wow. So this is the first poem.
That's the first.
So actually here it explains in details what you meant when you say purpose-driven life. And here, illuminate within. So that should be the illumination within you, which should be the purpose-driven
based
life.
on it. Yeah, based
that
on
should
that
be the
purpose.
baseline.
Yes. That's your
Ah,
absolute motivation. Yeah.
okay. Ah, so now this purpose-driven life.
Mm.
When you look at at somebody
Mm.
with actions or reactions,
Yeah.
you as a teacher, you as a psychologist, can you tell that this person is driven by a purpose? Out of the action, this person is purposeless. Can you be able to tell that?
I think that's an
Like
interesting question.
you find somebody doing
Mm.
something there and say,
Mm.
I think this one has purpose. This one is purposeless. He's just acting out of the blue.
Mm.
Because I know you're a psychologist.
Mm.
You're a psychologist. You sometimes you can tell what somebody thinks
Mm.
out of what they are doing.
Mm. Well, just to correct you, I'm not a psychologist.
Mm.
Yeah, that means I would have had to study for that.
Psychology.
But interestingly,
Yeah.
I have attended the University of Life.
Mm.
Mm? And that's where I get
The University of Life.
the University of
Because
Life.
also when I read your books,
Yes.
it shows me somebody who's so deep in thinking
That's right.
and thinking with psychology.
Yes.
Because even the things I'm reading here,
Mm.
most of them actually, I think, are out of experience,
Yes. That's right.
either personal or somebody else's experience.
Mm.
So it means you use that psychology.
Yes. Yes.
That's why I asked you.
So, important to be able to get back to your question. So, first of all, when you see somebody without knowing them, it's very difficult to tell that they are living a purposeful life or not. You need opportunity to actually interact with them and to have some kind of hindsight as to what they are about, um, regarding where they are in life, what they're doing, how they perceive their environment and relate to others. Actually, gives a lot about a person. Even the very job that we do, it might you might find somebody doing a job and they absolutely do not like, but they will go to it and do it with purpose because that's actually giving something back to the community or giving something that they will not be able to do. It's also a sacrifice. It's about sacrificing some time, making some sacrifice to actually work your way towards a bigger goal, you know? So the purpose driven life is about understanding yourself. The psychologist may be able to look at somebody and say, yes, this person is talking too much and is going off task and is not really talking about
Real
anything
issues
in
here.
yeah. But purpose driven life, or the, an individual's purpose, as it were, can only come into being, I believe, by you getting to know the individual. And then you can make a sound conclusion that maybe he just doesn't actually know what it is that
Doing.
he wants to be able to do yet. Maybe there are many people that go through life that are still finding their ways. And yes, we cannot expect everybody to be on the same page, which is okay. And that's why they need a little encouragement. And what I'm looking to do is through my writing is to encourage people to examine their own lives and to see how that maps into their own. Because if you listen to what I wrote, I read just now to you, yeah, it's literally
Actually,
written that
when
way.
you are reading,
Yes,
I was looking, inside me. Is he
yes,
talking about me?
yes,
That's why I said you may not have studied psychology,
yes.
formally, but the things you are writing about, they involve a lot of psychology, reading
Thinking,
people's
deep
minds,
thinking.
thinking, deep
Yes,
thinking.
yes. So thank you for appreciating that, Andrew. I appreciate.
Mm, mm,
Yes. So that is what we are I don't know if I answered your
Yeah,
questions.
sure, you did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah, you did. Now, there's also here an interesting uh, poem.
Mm.
It is, what is this? Now is the time.
Yes.
Here is like as if you're talking Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
Now is the time. It's as if you're talking Pan-African. The present moment is all we truly have. Yet it's so easy to get lost in the regrets of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow.
That's
Read
right.
this. Read this yourself. Now is the time. Go ahead.
So now is the time. The time has come to refresh your mind like updating a computer system, expanding your knowledge of the world around us, aligning your core values, thoughts, and actions towards a life that's full of purpose and meaning. Now is the time to recognize that you are important and to realize you deserve the best in life. Hence, stay focused on your own goals and be not distracted by what others do. Be steady and strong as you work diligently on your path to a purposeful life. Now is the time to let go of doubts, to have faith in your own ability to be significant, and to work hard with humility towards the peak of living with purpose.
Now is the time to travel light. Go ahead.
Now is the time to travel light. As you travel, be sure to drop all your worries and focus your energy on what truly matters, leading to a place of excellence, creating the foundation for a purposeful life. Now is the time to take a leap of faith and to replace fear with knowledge, uncertainty with hope, boredom, procrastination, and other negative energies with a new melody and an upbeat tempo, empowering you to work gracefully and with renewed clarity towards a purposeful life.
Now is the time to break free
Yes.
of any bondages holding you back.
Yeah.
To appreciate the little things, knowing they add up,
Yeah.
creating a beautiful life. Now is the time to start with intention, handling the small with care, preparing for the big with eyes set on a life of purpose. Now is the time to embrace a new approach
Yeah.
based on experience, wisdom, coupled with humility and hard work,
That's right.
enabling a new steadfast mindset. Now is the time to soar like an eagle above the rest, clear in vision and goal, your efforts precise, and to pick your battles wisely, knowing when to stand up in pursuit of what truly matters.
Yeah.
Now is the time to take that pain and any related hatred to turn it completely on its head, embracing fully in the process of healing, on your way to a life rich in purpose and fulfillment. So you see, now is the time for a purposeful life. May you flourish and may success be your friend on every path you choose.
Wonderfully read.
Now is the time. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Now, I want you to, as we wind up, because we're winding up.
Yes.
There is this line here you add. Pick your battles wisely, knowing when to stand up in the pursuit of what truly matters.
Yes.
If you could explain that a little bit.
So that's, yeah.
This has hidden meaning.
Yes.
Pick your battles wisely.
Yeah.
Are there people in life who pick they could be right battles, but they pick them wrongly, or maybe at the wrong time,
Yeah.
or with the wrong person? Are there people you see of that nature? Pick your battles wisely, knowing when to stand up
Yeah.
knowing when to stand up.
Yes.
It means there must be a right battle, but then there should also be the right time
That's right.
when to stand up.
So that's a really critical point, that one. And I write about that in other areas, but clearly I know I have my favorite animal or bird is the eagle, you know? And when you look at the life of an eagle, how it depicts it, how it responds to its own surrounding. The eagle has vision. There is a bird called the crow, which I write about. And the crow is the only bird that has the nerve to actually pick a fight with the eagle. So it actually lands on its back and it'll peck it on the back or neck. But this is a fight that the eagle will not engage. So the eagle simply spreads its wings and elevates itself, flying higher and higher, until such time when the crow is no longer able to breathe. Then it drops off and flies away. The eagle continues going because it's the only bird that can go highest. And when it reaches to a high altitude, it's the only bird that can operate at that level. Now, why am I talking about the eagle? This is critical because the eagle, the characteristics of the eagle is what we need to learn from. If the eagle was busy fighting with the crow, the eagle will never have peace. You understand? But because the eagle realized the crow, the crow will
Has a level.
Has a level.
Yes.
Yes?
There's where it ends.
That's right. So take the
eagle
individuals.
goes above it.
That's right. So take yourself as an individual
Above,
above the rest.
Certain
Certain
levels.
groups that will involve you in useless fights, in fights that do not
add value to your life.
Yes.
They pull
Meaningless.
you back.
So when you're fighting, for example, you cannot be developing in the way that you should be because you're busy fighting.
Useless battles.
You're directing your resources in fighting cases which may not add value to you or anything, and it will cost you instead your time, your mind, and resources.
Your resources. You're investing in time and money.
That's right.
But also brain.
That's
You're
right.
taxing your brain to think how to revenge on something that will not add value to yourself.
No. So this is why I write here, pick your fight wisely.
Knowing when to stand up.
Yes.
That's very important also.
Yes. When do we stand up? We stand up when you find that whatever it is you're standing up for is actually making real change in your life or anyone else, or it is of great importance to you, you know,
or the community around you.
Or the community around you. So then you have a test to take, to actually look at that test and say, does it qualify for me to stand up and be counted here? You know, maybe it's a very short fight that you have to do. Maybe just stand up and speak on behalf of somebody who is being disadvantaged. That's worthy. Maybe you're standing up for your family members. Maybe you're actually standing up for yourself in a place where you feel aggrieved. But you have to ask yourself, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth my energy
My time.
and my time and my mind to be preoccupied in that
fight?
Yeah. Or could I be doing something else?
So it's very interesting. Well, thank you. Mr. Dennis
Yes.
Ojera.
Yes.
Acire
Ojera.
is actually Ugandan but based in the UK and has been in the UK for over 30 years teaching. He has been teaching and now he's a very interesting writer. This book you see here is full of poems.
Yeah, that's
Poetry is what he does.
Yeah, that's right.
Illuminate yourself. Illuminate within a journey to a purpose-driven life.
That's it.
Unlocking a steadfast mindset for a new frontier.
That's right.
Mr. Dennis Ojera, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to actually sit down and have one or two words with you.
Yes.
But also I want to encourage our viewers. Where can they find these books?
So,
is it on Amazon?
It is on Amazon.
Okay.
in the UK, in different countries. You can find them on Amazon. I'm also making it available in Uganda, and I hope it can actually be adopted for use in the schools
Actually, this is very
as
important.
literature, because it has, in my opinion, elements of transformation. So there is one of the things. There are 7 sections to the book. Where today we just started looking at the very first part, which is setting the scene. Then it goes into actual real some inspirational poetry work. Then it goes into general knowledge that impacts on our life journey as we move on in life. And we got some creativity, and we've got some characters which I've created that comes into the play and offers wise counsel, if you like. Then we move on to the very last section is about reflections and goal settings, where the individual is taken through their pace, examining from lessons learned, and taking time to think about their own lives, and actually making their own targets, in life, as it were, in line with their own purpose, or what they consider to be the purpose for their existence.
Thank you very much. So you've had it in Uganda. I already have a number of books. He has left me with some.
Yes.
So if you'd like to buy some,
yes,
if you're in Uganda, contact me.
Yeah.
My assistant will be able to reach out to you.
Yeah.
If you see this video, you can actually comment on our YouTube channel. Just drop a comment and say, I need one. Put your number.
Yeah.
If you can, we will reach out to you.
Yeah.
Those of you out of Uganda, you can follow it up. You can find it and download it on
Amazon.
On Amazon.
Yes.
How much is it on Amazon?
So
and you told me you have 2 versions.
Yes. You
need to explain this also.
Yes, there is the hardcover. The hardcover in UK, this one is $22.99, and then there is the soft cover, or the paperback, and that's
This
14.
one.
Yes, £14.99. In Uganda, this is reflective of the currency here. So this particular one is going for 42,000. That one is going for 35,000. And both copies will be available not only from you as well, but also from Uganda Bookshop. As well as if you can try and get the other bookshops to adopt this as well. That would be wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This is the Spy Uganda, the Spy Television. My name is Andrew Irumba Katusabe, and I've been unveiling this book written by Comrade Dennis Ojera, who lives in the UK, but is a Ugandan from northern Uganda. And I hope to see you next time. When I see you next time,
yes,
we are going to be discussing, let me see here, I saw something that interested me after this. Life is a journey.
Yes.
Life is a journey.
Life is a journey.
Is our next topic.
Life is a journey.
You will take us through how that becomes a journey.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right.